Let me share with you, how do you find your magic price? My name is Mark Wickersham. I'm the Amazon #1 best-selling author of Effective Pricing for Accountants, and I'm going to tell you about your magic price. What is your magic price? It's the price that maximizes profit, essentially. It's the best price. When I was at university, and in fact at school doing my O-levels as they were then, and A-levels, I did economics. I was fascinated by economics. And one of the very first things we learn is the law of supply and demand. And so the theory goes, the point where the supply curve and the demand curve intersect is what we call equilibrium price. That should be the ideal price. And so that's how we would calculate price. The trouble is with that analysis is, whilst that works in theory, it's difficult in practice to measure a demand curve or a supply curve. But if we could, assuming that we could measure our demand curve, in other words, if we knew how much people would buy for any given price, for example, your tax returns, if you knew that for $200 or pounds you'd sell X and for $300 you'd sell Y, we could plot a demand curve. Now, if you did plot a demand curve, and if you therefore took each price point and worked out the profit for each, which you therefore could, if you knew how many people bought at 100, you could work out the profit, you would end up with a bell-shaped chart, which basically means that at a price of 0, you'd make a loss, obviously. If you gave your stuff away for free, you'd have all of your costs, no income, you'd make a loss. Also, if you had an extremely high price, nobody would buy, and yet you've still got the fixed costs of running your business. But somewhere in between is your magic price. So how do you find the magic price? Well, there's a number of different ways, but really the only way that works in practice is by testing. Testing. Let me give you a worked example to illustrate how you could do this and the power of finding your magic price. Imagine a service. Let's think about a basic tax return preparation service. And imagine that the cost to you is £50 or $50. You've got 3 potential clients that might buy. Client A is willing to pay you $200 for this service. Client B is willing to pay you $150. Client C is willing to pay $100. What price do you set? $100, $150, $200? We can do the maths. If we charge it at £100, we know that all 3 clients will willingly buy that service. If we do the maths, each one pays £100. Our cost is £50. We make a profit of £50 from each of those 3 customers. That's $150. What if instead, though, we set the price at £150 rather than $100? If we put the price to $150, now customer C will not buy because he's only willing to spend $100. But if we do the maths, even though customer C doesn't buy, we now make $100 profit from customer A and $100 from B. Our total profit is £200 or $200. What if we priced it at $200? Well, if we priced at $200, now customer B won't buy any further. That's too expensive. We make one sale of $200, less our costs, we've got a profit of $150. If we plot that, this is what it looks like. In this particular case, $150 is the magic price. How do we find that? Well, we find it by testing. But here's the really key point I want to make to you. It's all well and good finding the magic price. What is the price that both maximizes demand and profits? The problem is that different customers value things differently. And so we have to think about price discrimination. Because what if instead we could figure out a way where we charged customer A the £200 that he's willing to pay? What if we charged customer B the $150 that he's willing to pay and customer C the £100? Now that takes things to another level. I hope you found that fascinating. If you like this video, please click on the like button somewhere. And if you want to find out more, I build on that analysis in my Amazon #1 best-selling book, Effective Pricing for Accountants. How do you get hold of it? I'm going to put a link somewhere on this page to the book page of my website, so you can go and buy either the physical copy, or if you prefer PDF downloads, you can grab that too. I'll see you on another video soon. Bye for now.